be uploaded. It may be uploaded to YouTube, depending on how much gold we can pull out.
Oh, mate, too much. So what we talking about today?
So, super successful sales with Sam, right? And I know it's your favorite topic.
What makes you say that?
I would have. Yes, right. Let's try this again. Round 2. So we got super success in sales with Sam. Now that is a bit of a tongue twister, but we're live on my phone this time because I didn't know how to figure out how to do it with my laptop. Just hoping he jumps on soon. It's just weird because on the phone the camera's obviously at the top, and I try to do it sideways now because the view is way better. I've clicked tag him. I've had him. Bring him on. I said I can only send you an invitation. Let's get him on.
Yo!
Finally figured it out. Sorry.
You're on the laptop.
No, I'm on my phone, but my phone's turned sideways.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh no, I don't even know. Usually I tend to look on the right, and
it was on the laptop, and I just couldn't figure out how to do it clearly. I was just
no worries.
The screen was that big. It had like all different flipping bar charts and stuff with viewers and all that. But anyway,
sideways you put me, man. You put me sideways.
It's because when I upload this to YouTube, if I have it when it's that way, on the YouTube the screen's that, and then it's just blackness. So
so I thought this is not going on YouTube. Oh, we are on. What are we? What are we doing?
We're doing Facebook Live at the moment, but it may be uploaded. It may be uploaded to YouTube, depending on how much gold we can pull out.
Oh, mate, too much. So what we talking about today?
So, super successful sales with Sam, right? And I know it's your favorite topic.
What makes you say that?
I would have assumed just because you're studying it, you're a natural at it. Rule 1: never assume. So
no, it makes an ass of you and me. Never assume. But oh my God!
Right, cut that out. I'm gonna edit. Right, edit from here. Right,
man,
just talk to me about sales then. Like, what's important? Is it an important skill that's worth learning?
What a great question. You see, define sale. What is selling?
What is selling? You tell me.
No, what do you make of it? What is selling to you?
I'm the interviewer. You're the
interviewee.
Why are you switching this up on me? This is sales with Sam, not with Lewis.
Okay. Perfect. It's creating a win-win situation where all parties involved in it walks away with a win. So without one party, a person or whatever you, walking away with more than the other. So hey, Mark put it beautifully actually, it's finding out what people need and giving it to them. That's it.
Give them people what they need. So you wait, exactly. And then you get what you need, they get what they need, everybody wins.
Absolutely. Always create win-win situational scenarios. Always.
So okay, perfect. So I guess that's the line. My first question is, how do you know what is a win-win situation?
That's a brilliant question. Straight in the hot, man.
Take no prisoners.
Indeed. So a win-win situation is, okay, first of all, going into a let's call it a conversation, a selling conversation. It's more of, it's always made by two parties. I don't even know where to start. It's always made by two people. The one that leads and the other one that not even set the tone, but just follows in a way. Now, what is your outcome? This is the very first thing that I always ask myself. What's the outcome? What is it that I need to get out of this conversation or sale? So, yeah, this is the main number one question I ask myself. What is my outcome? Based on that, reverse engineer it to the way I will be structuring the conversation. So I already know in my head, by minute one, I already know the line that I need to follow. So
okay,
imagine
clarity on your outcome before you go into anything, absolutely. Right? Would you also get clarity on the person that you're selling to or is selling you? Would you get clarity on their outcome as well?
It's got to be. Because without their clarity, you wouldn't know what is it that they're looking for. So one of the key steps is to understand listen and understand what is the other person need. And first of all, are you or am I the right person? Am I in a position that I can help out? Because if you're not, hey, I can't recommend you somewhere else. There's always going to be two outcomes, two ways of ending a conversation. Whether you walk away with a deal, let's call it a deal, or I will point that person to the right direction.
So firstly, figure out your outcome. Secondly,
Yep.
figure out their outcome. You said listen and understand.
Absolutely. That's absolutely key. That's critical.
So what's the difference then? Because a lot of people hear, but they don't listen. So what's the subtle difference that changes everything?
I don't know. For me,
And what are you listening for is actually another thing. What are you listening for?
it's all about the human needs, right? So that's one thing that I always pinpointed to. By words, gestures, body language, emphasis on some words, the tone of voice, the way they look at you, the way you present your case or they present the case, you can figure out what is the human needs, what's the need that must be met in order for them to open up even more to you, to create that connection between the two of you. That's hearing, that's listening to what is it that they feel. It's all about emotions. So you feel it inside, I feel it like, what is that emotion? What is that pain? What is their joy? Right? Once you meet it, understand it.
So you just said, what is their pain? Right? It reminded me of the saying that anything anyone does is an attempt to feel better. So there's some like interaction you need to have where you both hit your outcomes and you both are left feeling better.
Yeah, I don't know if absolutely, sorry, it's just like, I feel so weird with the camera on this side, but everybody, the way I look at it, the way I say it, everybody is in pain. Everybody has pain. And pain, like most often not, we're connected to something that causes discomfort, which it is. Painful situation is a situation that causes discomfort. And essentially, each one of us has a pain. So the other person or yourself, you're always looking for that thing, looking for the next thing to, cure this pain or make it bearable or change it, transform it into a pain to a pleasure, right? But the question I always ask myself is, will it ever stop? I don't know, because obviously, you cure one pain, you get pleasure of something, and then you're a different person, you're growing, there's a new level. There's always a new level, a new level, a new level. So people will change throughout your journey. But yeah, so this is absolutely important. Absolutely important. Listen and understand what is the other person trying to say or telling you.
So how do you relate that to agents though? Say you're talking to agents, right? How do you leverage the human evil in talking to agents? Because they may have different needs, but their job's still the same. Their outcome's always the same, right? To sell you property.
Yeah, let me ask you a question then. Just a simple question. And that's that's a penny drop moment here for you. Even if you can't see or understand what is the human need, when it comes down to talking to an agent or speaking to an agent, just the fact of their profession, their job, what human need is there? What does an agent have? Yeah, just the fact that they're an agent. They're working in a state agency. What human needs meet? Which one are met?
Certainty, because they're employed. Uncertainty, because the amount of different properties they can sell. Definitely significance, because they're helping the owner sell their property and they're helping you find your dream house. You've definitely you can have growth with like the amount of sales, amount of commission they get, contribution.
There's two.
They're hitting a lot of their needs, right?
Yeah, but two of them are constantly there. Constantly.
Go on.
Which one are they?
You tell me.
Growth. Don't want to.
Okay.
And significance, right? These are the one that in my experience I always tend to find. Yeah,
growth and significance. So how do you use that to help them help you and help you help them?
You could create some sense of urgency, like when it comes down to talking to them or negotiating with an agent. You could create competition. You could create a sense of urgency. Use the growth and the significance that they need to your advantage to an extent, to get them, to get them more involved. A sense of urgency is like, I've got this, and this coming up. I need to move fast. I've got this ready. I need to move fast. They will want that. In their head, will be like, oh, yeah, actually, they move fast. Perfect buyers. When it comes down to
get my
growing,
commission quicker, let's not mess about.
Yeah, that's your growth. How many more of this property can I sell this guy or this property investor if he moves fast?
Awesome. So
Constantly, mate.
You said you had a bit of party wall issues lately, but you listened and resolved that. So, like, how did you manage to find out what the woman needed? Because some people aren't very good at communicating, like, what their actual objection is. Sometimes they just get caught in complaints. So how did you sift through the complaints to find out the one true objection?
The very first thing they say is never it.
Oh, say that again. Say that. I keep forgetting that, man. Shit. The first thing they say is never it.
Correct. It's never it's 9 times out of 10 undeniable. It's like you're walking down the street. Hey, how you doing, buddy? You okay? You meet one of your friends. How you doing? What is it they're gonna tell you?
Not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Yes, I'm okay.
Yeah,
thank
right.
you. How about you? They straight away, shit, I don't want to open up. I don't want to know. How you doing? But you spend, 5-10 more minutes talking to the person, and what happens? Are they really okay?
They really open up. It is like an unconscious standardized. You're right. Yeah, you're right, and it's done.
Yeah.
That's not the
why
truth.
you need to understand. You need to listen and understand. Going back to that, party wars or any other like troubles that anybody can have, understand what is it? Because the minute that somebody switches and just bring it up like, is it really that the reason? Is it really a party war that made you switch? Was it really that? No, it wasn't. You know what was it? We didn't go around to introduce ourselves. That's it.
So, and that created a feeling of loss, yeah? And then they're like, right, they're rude, they're this. They then created a story.
This guy, just came in and ripping things and doing this and blah, 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 blah.
They do what they want.
It wasn't even needed. It wasn't. It's a part of the world that's got nothing behind it. It wasn't even needed. So is it people, like you always say that, like, people communicate in two ways. Is it in two ways? Is it a cry of help or for help? Or a cry for love? We didn't introduce ourselves. Of course, the very first thing that comes around for anybody to, for this person to come at us with, hey, body, bar. Is it really that? No, we didn't introduce ourselves. Okay, perfect. This is who we are. Come around. We show you the project. We show you this. Oh, we got other properties on this side. Boom, boom, boom. And, boom. Build rapport and no problem, no issues. If you go into a conversation like, I don't even need this party wall over here. I don't even need this over here. Hey, man, it's becoming a battle of the dicks. Who's got it long? Who's got it big? And you don't want that.
Don't from dick offs.
It's not the point. It's not the point. The point is to understand, listen that thing. Listen, what is that the person really trying to tell you? And how do you understand it? And what can you do to alleviate that pain or transform it into pleasure?
Was there any specific questions that you used to pull that out of him to find out what it is like?
Yeah. Well, you know me, I'm very direct. I don't beat around the bushes. I'm a straight shooter. And I ask, hey, don't get me wrong. I apologize. First of all, let me apologize. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Because of me, I created the situation. I caused this discontent with you. Even if you're right or wrong, that doesn't matter. Because I can think I'm right. The other person thinks is right too. So it doesn't apologize. So I always say, hey, sorry, my fault. I take responsibility, But the question is it relate? Aside of this, would there be anything else?
So aside from this issue, is there anything
aside
else?
of this, is there
So
anything
like,
else that we
so this thing
caused
you've
you?
said annoys you. Like, I get that. So I'm sorry
I
for that.
get it.
So apart from that thing, so like you move it to the side to reveal what's behind it. Like, is there anything else?
Is
And
there
you're
anything
opening
else?
up for
Because I'm
more.
looking, I know this is not the reason. I know that's not the reason. So it's acknowledge it. Hey, cool. Aside of this, is there anything else?
And then what
I
did he
wanna,
say?
yeah, boom, boom, boom. And then we ended up talking about, you guys, where did you buy it? When did you buy the property? Would have been nice to meet you before. Boom. It would have been nice to meet you before. Tell me more about it. I'm out the country. I'm very sorry about this. You see, this reason? I said, yeah, everybody knows me on the road. Everybody here, everybody there. It's a community thing. And I completely overlooked it. Rookie mistake.
Oh, a tight
Acknowledge it.
community on the road. You just come in,
I
got
just
planning,
barge
builders
in.
sent in. It's like you don't give a shit, and you've created
That's
the
the
sense of
image that I
loss,
created.
the
Exactly.
loss of his community, his tight knit thing. Is this person who's changing things? Who is it? Like, but if you'd have
Fixed it.
introduced, you'd be like, oh, I spoke to Sam, lovely guy,
Mm-hmm.
he's trustworthy. Like, have that
And that's it.
connection.
That is it. It all comes down to that. Understand, listen. It's questions that you ask.
Yeah,
First of all,
so valuable,
don't
man.
ever take things personally. It's never about you. It's never about you. It's always about the other person.
Yeah, man. I
And
mean,
by the way, when I say, hey, don't take things personally, I don't say like, I don't mean don't give a shit about it. Like be careless. Always
no,
be
no, no.
genuine. Mate,
Yeah.
always, you know me. I love people. I'm always trying to picture what the other person is going through, whatever it is that situation. And that enables me and allows me to understand them in a deeper level. That's it.
So how did
Man,
you
I love
then?
it.
How did you close the gap on that rapport then that had been broken?
Invite them out. Let me recover. Let me introduce. I'm gonna go around here. I'm gonna go around there. Meet the
So you
neighbors.
almost like ask for like a clean slate. Like he's made an
Yeah.
assumption of you that isn't actually accurate. So like, can we just
I
clean slate? Let's
didn't
make
take
a
decision. I didn't say I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and this. Please forgive me. I was like, hey, acknowledge what the real issue is. Once it's done, ask the question. What is it that you require me to do? What would you like me to do?
to make this right, or to
Make this like to they call
to
it
resolve
like,
this. Like
to resolve this. Like, I want, hey, I'm part of the community. I'm part of the road now. I want to be part of the community. Brilliant. I love this. I love that. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody seems lovely. I walk around. They say hello. I want to be part of that. So I apologize. I haven't introduced myself at first. Completely overlooked it. My bad. Rookie mistake. What can I do now to recover this?
I
And let
bet
them tell
did
me.
that throw him off a bit? Like, oh,
No, it's like, oh
fucking
shit, this guy wants to cooperate. And hey, I come around this weekend, show me what you're doing. Perfect. Brilliant. And I said, yeah, come around. Actually, I'm going to go introduce myself to the other neighbor and to the other guy. Brilliant. This guy's proactive. Yeah.
So how important is it then for you to understand, like, and have a variety of questions to be able to ask people?
No,
Like,
absolutely.
would you agree that the number one life skill is the ability to ask questions?
Oh, when you put it in this way, yeah. I mean, like asking the questions, you can ask all the greatest question in the world.
Like,
But
what is it?
if you don't understand that, or you don't listen to the answer, it's like, what's the fucking point?
Okay, so it's the ability to ask questions, but then listen, truly listen.
Be genuine about whatever it is that you do. Don't have a fucking second agenda. Yeah, no, don't backstab people or whatever. Like, it's a second agenda for what? For what? If your intention are clear and genuine, people smells it from miles away.
Yeah, call it. I used to hear there's a saying like called commission breath on the phone. People can smell your commission breath.
Yeah. What is it? What is the outcome?
What was it saying about? I said it to you yesterday about people can smell it, right? When you don't care. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
You care. Oh, that's gold, man.
People don't care how much
we
you
need
know.
We need to get this keyboard with some sound effects, yeah.
Oh shit!
We spoke about it last time, but I get on Amazon later. But yeah, this is this is one of the most important steps when it comes down to, you know, selling, negotiations, and, you know, conversations. You know, use this. Only this step. Anywhere in life, not only with agency or business or work, but usually in your private life, relationships. Oh, fucking hell, man. Things will change drastically when you stop taking things personally and you start listening and understanding. Fucking hell, the world will change. It just changes. Fact.
Facts. We need
Hit
like
on
those
with
stamps
facts.
that just goes fact.
Boom.
Sam's facts.
Sam's approved.
Oh man, I listened to this. I need to find this other YouTube video about the 3 different ways people communicate, right? And it's like the 3 different ways people listen, and it had like the different types of listeners. Some people listen to respond. You know, people just listen just to reply, and like they're basically just waiting for their turn. Like at the pub, like you wait to add your story.
Is it me?
Like,
Is it me? Is it
and
me?
you literally listen to respond.
Yeah.
But some people listen to understand, and some there's like, oh, it was so cool. I'll dig that out.
Brilliant, you brought this up. Most often than not, fucking just, you know, when I say listen, even when you're in meetings, yeah, fucking just don't open your mouth just to fucking, you know, change the air. Yeah, fucking listen first. Maybe others will have a better idea, or, you know, I don't know, just don't shut up. Just I love when it comes down to talking to people. I love it. I love it.
Well, what they say, like, whenever you speak, you're just repeating stuff that you know. So maybe speak a bit less, and you'll find something new out. Right? Like you just repeat it. Like that's what I see people like doing, just waiting to respond. They try and top your story. Like, oh, I've had a really bad day. Instead of trying to understand your day and what's going on, they're like, oh, you wouldn't believe what happened to me. I've done this. It's like they're trying to top you for having a worse day.
I just wanted to tell you how I felt. You know, you just gotta. That's hey, number one arguments in any kind of couple relationships or whatever. When it escalates so far, it's like only thing I need you to do is to listen to me, not tell me how you feel. You know, how many times, like, people walking like, hey, happened to me as well. You know, like, we're so into our own things. And when we hear like, oh, you know, I'm so tired. Oh, I've been working all day today. You have no idea. Body, bar. I didn't even have time to listen. And she goes like, she tells me like, hey, I just wanted to listen to you. Like, I just needed you to listen
And
to
you're
me.
like,
That's it. And you're like, oh.
You think
But when they say,
I've done my miracle morning this morning. I've been up and doing this. I've made all these phone calls.
Oh man, yeah. In the heat of the moment, even if, you know, she said like, oh, I just needed to listen to you. The very first thing that 9 times out of 10 comes out is, oh, but you never listen to me. Oh, you never do this. Or you. Can you see how that conversation is gonna end up? You sleeping on the sofa, guarantee.
So I heard Jordan Peterson say this morning that in order for a couple to stay like happily together, they have to do minimum 90 minutes a week of just filling each other in on how their week is, because what that does is that realigns your stories of where you both are, to make sure that you understand both of your positions where you are throughout the week. So he said you need at least 90 minutes a week of just saying how your week's been, what you've been up to, how you've been feeling, like, because that creates the alignment of position of where you both are.
Share it with me.
Like,
share it with me. I wanna take a look at it. I wanna take a look
you know
at
what
it.
he's like. It was
Yeah.
I share so much of you on Instagram. You must get hounding videos. And you're like,
I have to block you. I have to block you. No, I'm only joking. Yes. So
like,
step number 3: understands and listen. So that's it. That's the most important part of any communication that will lead you into negotiating. Because don't think like, hey, you know, I know my outcome, I know what they want. You know, I say this, they say that, deals is done. It doesn't work like that.
no, definitely not.
It
So,
doesn't.
have you got any books or recommendations that's helped you like learn how to ask different questions, better questions, flush out objections, handle confusion, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. There's 2 books. I mean, like, bear in mind, I'm quite a practical guy. You know me. I study people. That's what I like to do. That I like. You know, there's few people I've been following for a while that do marvelous things in communications when it comes down to, you know, they're selling, they agreeing with you, and you don't even know you're agreeing with them, and they're selling you onto something. So by the time you finish that conversation, you find yourself with so many other things that you didn't even plan to buy, for example. But yeah, first book, a survival close, was that A Survival Guide to Close by Grant Cardone.
Closer's Survival Guide.
Oh, yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Mate,
That's the one.
I've listened to that 5-6 times. Every time I'm like, off.
And
Like,
the other
spouse
one,
close 4A.
mate, yeah.
And just like,
This one here.
Yep.
That book. Sorry, that book over there is phenomenal for. I need to put you here like this. It's phenomenal for closing. Yeah.
So what is closing? Just get in an agreement.
Yeah, I don't even know what they call it. Close. If I'm not a salesperson, so I'm not like in a way I'm not a salesman. For
ABC guys always be closing.
But hey, close. Just find that agreement. It's an agreement that say, hey, I close that person. You haven't fucking closed nobody. You want something out of it. That person wants something that's out of the same fucking thing. And so I don't like to call it close. But hey, that's how the world understands it.
It's an American thing, I close, isn't it? It's very American.
Second book I want to recommend you and other people as well, which for me was phenomenal to understand how a sales work, what is the line, a summary or whatever, is by Jordan Belfort, which is called The Straight Line, Straight Line Selling, Straight Line Selling, Master the Art of Persuasion, Influence and Success. Beautiful book, highly recommended. It goes and gives a step-by-step of what a conversation is made of, what a negotiation is made of, how do you keep, prospects moving from, let's call it be cold to be closed. Because you're not closing nobody.
Be cold to be closed.
I coined that one. No, be cold to be closed. Yeah, be cold, like prospect that is cold to be closed. You're not closing as a salesman. You're not closing anybody. Because the person, and we can talk about it, that person closes themselves. The person finds the agreement, makes sense, make logic sense behind what is it that you're saying, and you make logic sense behind what is the other person saying. Phenomenal. It's all about like when it comes down to, objections, you don't handle objections. Rule number 1, write it down. Rule number 1, you do not handle other people's objections. You are not fixing them. Hey, there was this beautiful, I'm going to suggest another book, which is Revolutionize Our Relationship here. But men's are from Mars, women's are from Venus, or something like that. Yeah. Have you ever heard about this book?
I've heard of it.
Mate, phenomenal book. Recommended to any couple, whether you're having a great time or a hard time, have a look through that book, because it gives you a deep understanding of how men and women think and how different we are. And men, briefly, is a fixer. We love fixing shit. We love it. We fucking fix it. Something is broken, we're the first people going there. Hey, if I think
women are the problem that create the broken thing. Got it.
No, women. Okay, man. No, it doesn't work like that. But
I'm only messing.
Yeah, women are that, that Venus touch. They want to be nurtured. They have this love behind them. They don't want to be fixed. They want to be listened to. If I ask you, hey, tell me one of your, tell me a story about your grandpa, father, or uncle, or whatever. 9 times out of 10, one of your stories is all about fixing something, fixing a fence, fixing a bike, fixing the roof. Like handy labor, like working with hands. We're fixing stuff.
You just reminded me.
Go for it.
Another Jordan Peterson video. He said the biggest difference psychologically that we know of between men and women is that men are more interested in things and women are more interested in people.
Absolutely.
And that's obviously makes sense why more nurses are women, because it's caring for people, and more like architects, builders are men because it's things. And like you just said,
we're fixing things.
Fixing things. Like we like things. And then women are people, love, emotion, connection.
Exactly. We want to fix that. So going back to the objection, whenever somebody gives us an objection, which, by the way, is only a way of them to complain about something they don't agree with, we want to fix it. We want to, hey, we straight away we give a solution. Try this. It's not your place to give a solution. The solution should be given by the product you're selling. That's your solution. But they need to see that. They will need to see it and recognize in your product the solution to help them move forward. This is the moment that you put the sound.
I was just thinking, I literally was like, why have I not got YouTube up and dropping bombs right now?
Yeah, it should be. So great, phenomenal book by Jordan Belfort. So it's all about, take control of that situation, gather their intelligence or gather information. Who is that person? What is it that, asking questions. That's how you gather information. Asking questions, the right questions. And then you reach the point that, there is a transition between that building rapport to eventually you telling them, hey, this is how I help.
So you go from discovering to offer, and the discovery is figuring out what their outcome is. No? So you don't go to discover what their outcome is and then offer your product, your service, your solution.
I don't know, no, because you see, that's what we're doing now. Again, you're offering a solution to something. We just find out about their problems. What do you think they're going to be like? Hey, you told me what's your problem. I got this, it's going to fix it for you. Do you want it? Of course they fucking say no. You haven't given them the reason why they need it yet.
And you gain the reason why through discovery.
Yeah, but the reason that they need it, they need to come to on the discovery, just asking their questions. Like you're asking the question, what is it? What is it that is causing so much discomfort or the pain? What is it that they're going? Are they working towards the pleasure? Or are they moving away from the pain? Or what is it?
But you just skipped a big point about the two biggest drivers in life.
Two biggest drivers in life. The pain and the sister pleasure. Either you move away from pain or painful situation, or you move towards a more pleasant or more pleasure situation. It's either one of these two things. People always end up on these two. So what is it that moves you? Are you moving away from pain or you're moving towards the pleasure? By answering that question, you already know what's the next step. Because if it's the pain, if they want to move away from the pain, then all your next 3 to 5 questions can go all around the emotional level, or can go towards asking question of what will you do about this? Ask them how do they wanna or how do they plan to come out of that painful situation, and they will tell you what they need. Based on what they say, if you are genuinely in the position to help, by all means, tell them what you do. Not directly, but use it as a third way. Like, hey, it reminds me of, if you're a coach, it reminds me of a client that came to me, similar situation of there. He wasn't doing X, Y, and Z. He thought of this, this, and this, and this. By working with me, this is what he achieved. I haven't told him directly, come and buy. I told him, hey, I had somebody similar to you that's done this, and this is their journey, proved to be okay, successful. Do you think? And they tell you, yeah, fucking tell me more about this. And that you move into the presentation or offer.
So you first figure out outcome and then what's driving them, pain or pleasure.
Absolutely. All of this in the building rapport stage, which is I think most important. If done properly, the rest it just falls organically. It's like a conversation we are having now. Nothing is forced. There's no emotional pitches. There's no fucking get rich, get quick scheme to fucking upsell. There's none of this shit. No hard selling. No, there's none of it. Because if you come from a genuine place, you don't even need to do it.
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Exactly. And with my things, my clients, I don't do hard sell. I don't do emotional pitches. I don't. It's just the way I want it to do. some other people do it. Hey, that's never right or wrong.
I was going to say, because some people jump and some people do need to be pushed. And I was originally, I needed to be pushed. And if I'm so glad that I was pushed, because it completely changed my life, because it got me over that hurdle. And now I jump. Whereas before I was pushed.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It depends who you want to work with. It depends who you want to attract.
I guess everyone has their own flavour, their own style, their own preferred thing, and you'll attract the people who obviously align with your style and what it is that you agree with.
People come to me and say, hey, I've seen this, this, and this. That's it. Okay, perfect. But again, it's like, it always goes back to the very first step. What's your outcome? What is it that you're trying to do? Because it doesn't matter how you achieve it. It's like when you hit your goals, it doesn't matter how you get there. It doesn't. It doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you get there. So in your head, you think, I'm going to take path A. Eventually, after you fucking done the whole alphabets of paths, you get to your goal. Did you really
whole alphabet's like, path 7, path 8.
Did it really matter? Did it really matter that you planned A and you ended up at Z? No, it doesn't. As long as you hit your goals, and the same is with selling. It doesn't matter if you do like hard selling, emotional pitches and shit like that. Be yourself. Be you. Be you.
Yeah, because your style will hit
exactly
different types of people that someone else's style wouldn't.
Exactly. Get away from the idea that you will be able to police the whole world. This is fucking utopia. It's impossible. Yeah, but some people will like you, will love you, will follow you. Some other will fucking troll you, tell you shit, or not even fucking support you. Hey, this is life. That's
you
it.
don't want to be everyone's cup of tea, otherwise you'd be a mug.
So good. That is so good. But yeah, this is one of the a couple of pointers there.
Yeah, but they were huge.
They're massive. They're
huge. First, your outcome. Know your outcome clearly before you even go in. Clearly, what you're in agreement about. Secondly, know their outcome. Discover.
Hey.
Thirdly, what's driving them, pain or pleasure?
Mm-hmm.
Because then you can associate different questions towards what's driving them forward.
Correct.
Huge. The pain and pleasure, man.
Man, that's a game changer. Remember, it's a straight line, right? On this book, like Jordan Belfort was saying, it's a straight line. The sales come from cold to be close, right? It's your job in a sale to make sure that your conversation keeps moving forward a straight line. Of course, it's going to go up and down because, conversation, make me think of something else. It's not even relevant of selling. It's not even relevant of what we're talking about here. So you see that it goes down. But it's your job to bring it back towards or as close to the straight line as possible and keep on moving them to the close line. So I feel like, I love working with people. I love people. I love learning. I love learning more about myself. And that's what happens every time I have a conversation or chat with friends or clients or even these, let's call them breakthrough sessions. How much I learn on myself. I'm like, whoa. Oh, yes. And mistakes will happen. Hey, I used to be a happy trigger, man. I'd be like, yeah, let's go. Let's buy. Boom, 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 boom. No, man. Keep time. Be patient. It's like having investors in property. You expect, this is my very first fucking thought. I say, hey, I jump on the phone, I say 2, 3 numbers or whatever, and they'll be like, yeah, here we go. That's 100 grand for you. Fuck, no way, man. No way. You need to be consistent. You need to nurture a relationship, discovery mode, build a rapport, understand what is motivating the other person, what is pushing them towards even knowing what is it that you're doing. But first, how do they even know what you're doing? Tell everybody what you're doing.
You just reminded me of someone reached out to me and said, hey, Lewis, I've been following you for over a year now. Just wondering if you'd want to JV.
Oh, man,
right? I said, oh, I really appreciate you, reaching out. Like, why did you pick me to JV? Like, why me?
Why me?
I want to know, like, why me? Like, what are you seeing? Like, because he's never commented, never liked, nothing for over a year, and then randomly said, "Oh, look, I'm going to do business with this guy," and offering that strap. I was like, "Why me? Like, what is it?"
That's such an important question because it opens up It's not to feed anybody's ego. Bear this in mind. You don't ask this kind of questions like, you know, when you're 13, 14, hey, you know, you like me? Yeah, I like you. Do you? Yeah, yeah. Why do you like me over Oliver? What the fuck is Oliver? You know, we're unique, but you got to ask that question. Why me? Is it making sense?
That I wanted to figure out what was his perception of me that made him feel he could like and trust me enough to do business with me. So I was like, right, how am I being perceived? How am I coming across? What am I doing well? And then, because obviously I want to do more of what I'm doing well.
Yeah, absolutely correct. And what are your expectations or their expectations on you? Like,
another good question. I said, how do you see our roles playing out here? What do you think? Like, yeah,
what do you want me? What do you need me to do? Exactly. What do you expect me to do? Because you might not be a match, but you might know somebody that can match perfectly with this guy.
And that's also has been like a big thing for myself and you, is just matching people up and connecting people, regardless if it benefits us or not.
Mate, you Ed Milet always say that and by the way, people that are viewing this, when I say Ed Milet, I mean the real Ed Milet and Ed Milet Jr. here present with me in the room, Louis Perrin. You always say that we're in the people in the happy business. In the happy business, you know, you're connecting people. It's about emotions, right? If you know somebody, you want to help them, and you know of a person, like, hey, I still remember it was like 2 years ago. You still there?
Yeah, my phone's done.
No. Okay,
that's what I tried doing on the laptop.
We're wrapping it up. Let's wrap it up. But yeah, I still remember like 2-3 years ago when we first started talking, I was like, hey, you know, one day I want you to remind me or think of me as the guy that know a guy. If you're looking for somebody, I know Sam knows a guy. I want to be like, man, I want to speak to so many people. I want to talk to 1,000 people. But not
network,
just talking.
Expand your network. I know everyone, everywhere, right, with every strategy, with every deal. Like whatever you need, I can connect that up.
I've been involved in so many conversations the past 3 years where it's the best school I ever done. And I realized I know far less than I think I know. So I always
said that, like, I don't need to know anything as long as I know someone who does.
Exactly.
So it took the pressure off me. Like, I don't need to know everything.
Yeah, exactly. But dude, like for real, like, you know, in the business that we are in or whatever, you know, my son, everything that I do is around my team. They are like, you might think, oh, it's the brain. No, I'm not nobody. I got the vision. I know where I want to go, but I know what people I want to have in my team that helps me make this a reality. That's it. So I love it. Great conversation, man. Great
awesome.
close.
Off the cuff.
Off the cuff. Would there be any other question, or the last question if you want to? Last question you want to ask before we leave, or do you want to wrap it up as it is now?
What's the best sale you've ever done?
Oh, again, what's the best sale I ever done? I was back in 1st of April. Was it 1st of April? Yeah, I think it was the 1st of April, 2009. That's the best sale I ever made in my whole history. Because out of this one sale, out of this one conversation, what is it? 12, 13 years later, I had the most amazing kids, the 2 most amazing kids in the whole world. So that was my best sale. It's a conversation with my missus.
Closed. Great close.
Awesome. It's never about money, mate. It's never about money.
Nah, I thought you was going to say like the best sale you've made was when you sold yourself for this dream, this vision, this idea, that kind of thing.
No, man, no. I'm more practical, you know me. I'm more like, you know, fucking. I live today. I live, and I'm like this. This is what I know where I'm going, but I want to be present in here. That's the best sale anybody can do. So
cool. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Looking forward to jumping
on
another one soon. If anyone has a specific topic, message either one of us, whatever. Happy to jump on and just get more people doing this. So I'd love to see whoever else watches this inspired like other people in the tribe. Like, I don't think this is like a thing that only we can do. Like anyone, we want more people doing live, sharing, commenting, and posting what they need.
I'm gonna auto invite me again next time around.
Do you know what?
I'm gonna auto invite myself next time then.
Okay,
Is that
cool.
okay? Hey, if I don't see you coming up on another series next week, because you should do that once a week. You should have a guest every week. If there's nobody next week, I happily take the place, man.
Every day, every week. Right, cool. Have a great day.
Thank you, Louis.
Catch you guys
Thank you,
soon.
thank you, thank you.